Right, okay. Quick summary of what initially happened in this episode. So we started Tier 7 now of the Burnout Revenge World Tour, and as you can see there, we've already completed 2 events. And why exactly is that the case? Well, because up to this point of the game, I have been using autosave, and then suddenly, whilst I was recording this episode, initially, the worst possible thing happened. My electricity cut off, and it was also whilst I was in the middle of an event as well. So basically, there is no way for me to recover the original video file because everything around me was just completely shut off for a split second. And as you can imagine, I was pretty mad with this. So I thought about recording it again on the same day, but in all honesty, my head was just not in the right space to really do it. So I decided to do it today because my head is in a much better condition now than it was then. And now we're actually going to do those 2 events we've already done, but do them again. So I think what we started with was the Crashbreaker Eliminator at Sunshine Keys. And aside from that, we also then did the traffic attack afterwards at Loon Peak. That was the way I think we did it before. And that's the way we're going to do it. So first of all, we're going to do... Actually, on second thoughts, it might have been the traffic attack we did first. Yeah, we'll do the traffic attack first. Just so it clears up a few things. I think this was where we started before. Wait. It was definitely the Eliminator we did first, because I remembered that I did unlock a car from beating the traffic attack. Okay. While my memory is not exactly working at its best at the moment, it was definitely the Eliminator we did first. And now we're going to do it again. And also, that car you just saw there was not already one before. So I think for this, I think what we used was the limited R190. It was either that or it was... yeah. I'm really trying to remember what car I used first. You know what? We're going to use this one. Just so I don't have to faff about with what car it is I decide to use next. I'm just going to get myself going in this thing and start from there. And then we'll see how we go. Okay, now that all the rambling is out the way, let's actually get on with this fucking Eliminator. Something else I should mention is that I have now turned off autosave, because since I am fearful of saying that the worst possible events might occur again, I'm now going to be saving the game manually from this point onwards. So whatever mistakes I made before will not be made again. I hope. So, if you're wanting... Hey! I actually got another triple payback. Oddly enough, I did not think that was going to work, but I am so glad it actually did pay off. That are clearly responding in terms of me Either doing whatever it takes to lose this event. Yeah, instant revenge. I have no idea why my car was moving so slowly. It should have been back up to speed almost immediately, but I guess the game must have had a freeze frame moment. A double aftertouch. Although it's still not going to be... Oh my god! How did I get out of that? Oh, I just got another challenge achieved. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I am really starting to get angry with the game now. Because it is just constantly putting me in trouble spots where it is just trying to get me just absolutely slaughtered every time. I really am starting to get just a little bit angry with the game now. And the fact that it is doing this to me in the most blatant ways possible. Just making it so I can come oh so close to doing it. And yet the game is just always managing somehow to just keep winning what effectively feels like an arm wrestling competition. Thank God for that. I needed that. Yes! I needed that. I needed that revenge wreck. I needed that revenge TD, or else I would have almost never thought I could actually win this. That just felt amazing. The way I got that revenge. I think this is definitely the point of the game where it's now a case of it basically being Road Warrior, which is me, versus Road Cannibals, which is basically what I now think the AI are. They basically are just Road Cannibals at this point, because we're just going much faster now than what we were at the start of the game. And I will have to make sure I get those other scenes in as well, because I think I beat 2 challenges on my multitude of failed attempts that I had before. Okay, I'm gonna make damn sure I win it this time. I am not letting this one slip away. And that's exactly what I do. But never mind, the game actually spares me this time. Because I took the shortcut right at the end. That was crazy. That was fucking crazy is what that was. I definitely had more total takedowns for this event overall than what I actually had. Anyway, we finally got past this absolute shithole of an Eliminator because of the AI, and now we're going to move on to the traffic attack. So, on my previous failed attempts, I did get triple payback, and I think there was something else I got from this as well, if I remember correctly. 2 revenge takedowns in a race. I can definitely say that 1 revenge TD I very desperately needed if I was going to pull this off. And thankfully at the end, I did take the shortcuts that were able to... How many challenges is that now? Oh, 3. Well, anyway. Oh yeah, and of course the traffic attack thing we did at the start of the game. Anyway, let's get on with Lone Peak. And use whatever car it was we used before. I'm pretty sure we used this one. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use this one. Sure, Indigo will work. So these are our targets for Lone Peak. 900,000 for a gold, 350,000 for a silver, and 150 for a bronze. Can we get there? We'll wait and see. Maybe we'll be successful, or maybe we won't. Depends on how much damage I can cause on both sides of the road. That's the real question. And it's also the theory that I mean to very much test. Which, yes, in some cases is also a quote from James Bond 007 Nightfire, if you're asking how I got that line. It's very much a theory I mean to test. And funnily enough, it's relatable, because 007 Nightfire is ironically another EA released game. I think it came out in the same year as Die Another Day, if I remember correctly. Which at that time was the latest Bond film to be released. It was also the last of 4 outings for Pierce Brosnan before Daniel Craig took over. Things you might want or need to know if you're interested. That was why I brought up the whole 007 bit of trivia. And I missed all those parked cars. Funnily enough, it was also 2005 when they actually confirmed, of course, that Daniel Craig was to be the succeeding Bond to Brosnan. And I think there is definitely some irony, because as much as many people often tend to discredit Pierce Brosnan for being the man that supposedly killed the Bond franchise, he was also ironically the man who technically saved it as well. When GoldenEye released in '95, a lot of people didn't think the franchise was going to bounce back the way it did, but amazingly, at MGM they actually found a way to make it work, and also found a way to overcome the financial struggles they were having at that time as well. And by the way, yes, I do think GoldenEye is a good movie. Not quite as good as the video game, but definitely a good movie nonetheless. And certainly a Bond movie which at that time did fit in pretty well with what came only a few years after the end of the Cold War. And I missed a bunch of cars. And I need to hit these parked cars, and thankfully one of them saved me. And I also nailed it with that skill shot as well. I think my previous record was 1.2 million, if not 1.3 million, so if I can get over 1 million, I should be okay with that. I hope. But at this time, Okay, we've passed 1 million. And I do that. I think our previous record was over 1.2 million before. So that's what we're gonna try and aim for. Hey, triple cash. And I hit the back of a truck. And now, whatever record I had before is gone. I think I did somewhat match my previous record. Although it's hard to tell for sure. Damn it. You know what? Close enough. I didn't think it was quite the record I set before, but you know what? It's good enough for me, so that's what I'm just gonna roll with. I did also get another challenge scene from doing that other thing that you do with pretty much all of these traffic attack events. It's basically the same cutscene we more or less get with each of these, and I just figured I might as well showcase this, because we do get congratulated for doing that at Lone Peak, as we do for pretty much all other track venues in this game. Anyway, that's that done. Now I have to figure out what to do next. So we've got a road rage and nothing else, except for 2 events at Angel Valley. You know what, just to be different, we'll do the road rage first. And also, this is the car that we won from beating the traffic attack in the previous event. We unlocked the Criterion M-Type DX. And as for the colour I'm going to drive this thing in, we'll drive it in grey. Why not? I know you probably already saw this car before, but again, there's not really anything I can do about a power cut when I put a game on autosave. Anyway, 18 is the gold, 12 the silver, and 9 the bronze. You know, you pretty much know the drill by now. There's really no need for me to explain anything else. We just go out, and we give the AI absolute hell. That's all there is to it. Okay. I did not think the game was going to spare me from that, but apparently it did. I'm so glad I avoided that truck. Okay, come on. And I catch no one. And I am not going to get 2 takedowns. Okay, no, I'm not having this. Yeah, on my first one, I basically forgot how to rack completely. In terms of making sure my opponents died. And right now, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure they do die. And that's a good way to start with a double takedown. And now I am up to 3, so we've actually got more time on the board now. And I just missed what could have been a straight shot. But you know what? I'm in a much more comfortable position now than I was before. And I am putting myself in the right spots. So maybe we can continue to work on that. Maybe. And we get the signature takedown as well. Ironically, something I was expecting to get. But either way. Oh my god. How did I get through there without hitting anything? at least I still succeed in getting payback. And that is now the silver, and now we're only 6 away from the bronze. And I got a double payback. I gave the AI a double whammy, which is what I intended to do. Now I have to make sure... Now I have to make sure that I seal this one. Okay. Got the truck takedown. And now... I am just 1 away from the gold. Can we get there, please? Give me something good. Okay, we've got it. And that is now the gold. And now all I have to do is make sure that I add to this. Because if I could do that, that would be great. How did I not die after running into that pillar? I'm pretty sure that almost 9 times out of 10 I would have died had I hit that pillar. And had it not been for that TD, I scored right there. That would have definitely been certain death, had it not been for that TD I got. I can guarantee you that would have been certain death. But amazingly, that wasn't the case. I somehow did not kill myself, in spite of it. Anyway, let's continue. And I could not hit any of the AI cars, unfortunately. At least I got to do that. So maybe... all is not lost. Okay. And I use the bridge to give myself another takedown. As our total is now at 26. Now we have to make sure we get strike! I did not think that was a signature takedown, but I am so glad it turned out to be. Okay, I think there's only one left now, if I remember correctly. And that worked out horribly. And now I am damage critical. However, I did manage to at least get 2 signature takedowns. Which, in all honesty, for me, was a much better outcome than what I thought it was going to be. Can I take him out? Come on, take him out, take him out. Yeah, we got all 3! Catch of the day. And I also got a vertical takedown as well. And I am now above 30. This might just be one of my best road rage runs yet. The way things are currently going. I might actually be in a really good spot to really get some extra accolades if this works out the way it's gonna go. And I ended off with double payback, and that takes my total up to 33. I think that might have just been one of my best runs yet, because I got all 3 signature takedowns from Sunshine Keys in the same run, and I also got a vertical takedown as well. That was definitely one of my best road rage runs yet, is what me thinks. I mean, I got 33 strikes on the takedown board, and I don't think there's any other way that possibly could have gone better than it did. So first of all, we get strike. And I think we also got the other 2 as well. I guess I must have forgotten about the bowling alley. And also catch of the day, the one I got, I think it was on the pier, catch of the day. And the other one, sunken disorderly. I think that was in the boat scrapyard if I remember correctly or something. But anyway, there we go. We got them all. And we also got a vertical takedown as well, surprisingly. Something that I really did not think was possible, but I got it anyway. And for that, I am now no longer angry for what happened before. Your amazing Burnout driving skills have won you a special invitation to drive the Nixon Special around the highways of Eastern Bay. Not now. There is no way that road rage run could have possibly gone any better than it did. But we got all of them. I had no signature takedowns at Sunshine Keys, and I wound up getting all of them. This one from the bowling alley, this one from the pier, and this one from the boatyard. There is no other way that could have possibly gone better than it did. And I've also completed half the challenges now, which means I have to win a race without crashing. Also got to take down a special car, blow up 25 vehicles, and hit a high score target of 9 million. That'll be difficult. And before we continue, I need to save the game, because there is no way I am going to let that sort of run slip away. I'm definitely saving the game now, and making sure it stays that way. Okay, game is now saved. And now we continue with Tier 7. As I have now completed the signature takedown book of Sunshine Keys, and all it took me was one road rage event to get it done. Anyway. So we've got 2 events at Angel Valley. And the one I'm missing from that is the hamburger takedown. And the other one at Motor City is just a crash event. But we do have a Crashbreaker race. And there's one signature TD left here as well. I will work this out as I go along. But before then, we need to do these 2 events. A burning lap, and then the Crashbreaker race. Let's do the burning lap first, in the Revenge Racer. And my god, does this thing slap. Okay, let's go. And so here we go for another burning lap at Angel Valley. I do have prior experience with this thing, and hopefully, if it's possible, my prior experience will make this slightly easier for me than what it was before. Because before, I was struggling like hell to somehow get the gold, but I think because I actually know what it is I'm doing this time, I just have to make sure I don't hit anything, and then we should be fine. I know what has to be done, because I've done it before. Not taking that shortcut, looks can be very deceiving, and I've wrecked. Which means I'm no longer getting the gold. Well, I kind of figured the gold was going to be a long shot. It wouldn't have been impossible, but it definitely would have been a long shot. From what? And yep, the same old mistakes are starting to creep back in again. Because of course they do. And also because I apparently suck at staying off the walls most of the time with these maniacal speeds. Okay, burning lap done, let's now try this again once we get the event reloaded. I am really starting to get a very strong impression that this lap is now fucking with me. Because I'm doing everything in my power to make sure I somehow do not crash, and yet the game is literally finding ways to just make it happen anyway. As much as I am literally trying so hard to make sure it somehow doesn't happen. But it's almost like you're looking at a locust attack. You know it's just gonna happen at some point. It really doesn't matter how much you try to prolong the inevitable. Sooner or later, it's just going to happen. I mean, it's pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same as lighting dynamite. You know it's only a matter of time before it blows up. And with this lap, it definitely feels like a dynamite lap if you crash. And amazingly, that time I actually did not crash. I actually escaped. I would definitely call that a detonation lap, because I was doing well over 200 for some of that lap. Anyway, moving on. So I think that's now 4 events we've done up to this point. So I should probably do another one. Yeah, let's do the Crashbreaker race this time. And I know just the car to use. Yeah, we'll use this. We'll use the limited M type. As for the colour, sure, this'll work. Let's go and get our Crashbreaker race done. And so here we go with our Crashbreaker race. And I know precisely where that signature takedown is that I have missed a few times before. But hopefully this time I can actually get it, because I know where it is. You know, I am really starting to wonder if I should actually switch over to a faster car for this. Because I think speed might be the issue here. Because I am convinced in saying that my top speed is 190, and yet the AI's top speed with the boost is 195. I think that's where the main issue might be. Or in other words, the outlying issue. And that was very much a shortcut fail. Yes! Finally! I actually got it. I just needed to be in the right place at the right time, and then I would strike. So that is now 2 takedown books I have completed today. And I have also gained another 4 signature takedowns as well. And I got the double payback as a result of me crashing. And I could not get the second Crashbreaker, as much as I really tried to go for that. But whatever. I got the signature TD, now I need to win. I always thought I could get there. I just needed to prove I could get there. I just needed the AI to be there in pretty much the perfect place at the perfect time. And I got triple payback as well. And somehow the game did not drive me straight through the Armco, which I was honestly thinking for sure it was going to do, but thankfully it didn't. Or guardrail, depending on where you're from. Sometimes we call them crash barriers, but the technical name for them is Armco barriers. That's technically what they are. Or guardrail barriers, if you will. And I could not get instant revenge on the guy who wrecked me before. But you know what? I just want to win now. I've done my fucking about. I got the signature. Now I just need to give myself the gold. If I can get the gold trophy, then that's all I care about. Now I have to win. I did need to be lucky to get that one, but I knew I could get there. Especially with the triple takedown 6 I got. I think that's right. Well, especially with the triple signature takedowns I got from the previous event. And I made sure the guy who was behind me was not going to get ahead of me. And I could not get the revenge takedown. Oh well. It's fine. You can't necessarily get payback on all of them. Right now, I just want to make absolutely sure I win. Because that's all I want to do now. And thankfully this time I do. Not as much of a chaotic shit show as other events have been, but thankfully I succeeded in getting the gold. And I also got another signature takedown as a result. So, at this moment in time, I think we're in a good spot. So first of all we get this. Takedown. We do need to complete all of the signature takedown books in order for us to actually get another car. And we've now done both the Sunshine Keys and Angel Valley takedown books. And how far away now are we from 50%? Oh, we've passed it. We passed 51%. Nice. And as a result, we've now increased our signature takedowns from 12 to 16. So we've won 29 cars now, or unlocked 29 cars at this point. Also got 25 challenges completed, 858 total takedowns, 37 revenge takedowns, and 16 signatures, as we have now 59 aftertouches as well, and 74 explosive paybacks. Nice. And we have been burning around the track now for 3 hours and 25 minutes. Even though I know that's probably more. But whatever. So, we have now passed the halfway point of the game in terms of completion. And next time, we will probably do a few more events.